Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American Star Team League. We have Team Empire up against Quantic, where Empire is up 2-0 at this point. And again, a big shout out to all of our sponsors: Azel Monitors, iBuyPower Computers, Kingston HyperX, and last but not least, Cooler Master. Also, for those of you that might have missed any of the matches previous to this, you can go ahead and actually check us out on youtube.com/NAStarLeague. That's where you can find out all the VODs. But that being said, Khaldor, we got two pretty good players coming up now in game number 3. It will be Violet versus AGH. I want to probably more specifically talk about Violet. Let's go ahead and, I mean, what are your experiences with Violet, if any?
Oh, I have been able to cast a lot of Violet's games because he's one of those Korean players that plays tons of tournaments, not only on the North American but also on the European server, and he has been so well. He has been playing so well lately, especially at the Home Story Cup. He ranked 4th, and he had an awesome performance. And that's exactly the tournament that he played before Empire picked him up. So this might even be the first time that he is playing in an official team league for them.
Yeah, and I know tons of teams, and I've been obviously talking with a lot of teams as well, but tons of teams want Violet. And it's so funny because, of course, he finally ended up with Empire. What a great home for Violet, I think. Empire treats their players so well. On top of that, they have a fantastic lineup of quality players that they can actually choose from. Violet has tons of practice partners here, and he can basically, whenever he wants practice, he has a great opponent to go up against in any particular race.
Apparently he was part of CSN before that. They supported him. I actually didn't know that. I met Rachel and a lot of them earlier in Korea, but we talked a little bit about the players, also about Violet, but I didn't actually know that they supported him up to that point so that he could just get more practice and get better. And I really liked the statement that Violet gave on Team Liquid when he was actually talking about his switch to his new team, to Empire, that he just said, "Thank you very much for supporting me the whole time so that I could finally find a team where I think that I can be happy with." And yeah, he has a really early drone scout. Sorry if I'm just jumping a little bit too fast into the game, but that's one of the trademarks of Violet, a very, very early drone scout, and that enables him to catch that Nexus first and the Forge as the second building in the main base of AGH.
Oh wow, Violet almost got a probe kill right here. If he gets one more shot in this probe, he won't be able to get it. But I don't think he will. The shields are recharging, so thankfully... Oh! God.
That would be too funny.
That's like the most annoying thing I know as a Terran, especially. In StarCraft 1, the SCVs were just the biggest idiots in the world, and on top of that, like, probes would kill my SCVs. Like, seriously, maybe 2 games out of maybe 20, or 1 game out of 10. I should have just said that. I would just have like unlucky supply deep. I'd be making a wall, and all of a sudden my SCV dies. It makes me so sad, man. But not gonna happen for AGH because he's a good player.
We just had AGH supply blocked for an eternity because he was trying to block Violet's position, to block Violet's hatchery, and Violet killed that very, very early in the game. So AGH was supply blocked for quite a long time until his Nexus finished. And so far, Violet is not doing all too bad. He is already building his hatchery. He destroyed the pylon. He knows about his opponent's base. Just now the scout for the Protoss sneaking in.
Yep, it looks like Zerglings were trying to push forward, but AGH has really nice SimCity, was able to block that through, just shove those probes over there, and only 2 probes went down for the 4 Zerglings. So good trade still for Violet, even though, you know, the SimCity was there for AGH. Now, the third goes up for Violet. This is, I wouldn't say an early third. This is a pretty standard third, especially if you're going against Forge Fast Expansion.
Look at the Overlord. The Overlord is there just in time to spot the probe who's currently hiding. So very well done by Violet, and he will kill that probe without a problem at all. No chance for AGH to put a pylon in there. But as you already mentioned, that third is pretty standard when you see that your Protoss opponent in ZVP is going for that early second base. Then you can definitely go for fast third base. And Violet definitely knows what he's doing against Protoss. That guy has 74% win ratio in this matchup. It's actually his best matchup.
Yeah, Violet is absolutely sick. I've actually gotten the chance to watch a lot of PVZs with him and TT1. Those two actually practice a lot, and through those, I already know that Violet is a monster at this matchup. I mean, TT1, he is a pretty accomplished player. He isn't a super high scale, like maybe like Huck, but he has the capabilities of playing very strong, and still Violet is able to take him out pretty easily, it feels like.
What's kind of interesting is that AGH is currently now adding 3 additional gateways, and I've been talking to his teammate, I've been talking to Shuffle a little bit about him, and he said that AGH really likes to go for the +1 attack, goes for roughly 4 gates and 2 bases, and then attacks with a lot of zealots. He really loves that +1 zealot pressure and prefers it over going in for expansion into Stargate or into Robo plays. So we might actually see that in this game as well.
Yeah, I've seen him do a lot of Sentry Zealot builds in this early game stage. He loves that type of pressure. He did it in the team qualifier. We'll see if he does it here as well. AGH's proxy probe or scouting probe, whatever you want to call this, is actually scouted out. And I know he wants to put down a pylon, but I don't think it'll go down safely at this point. There's those Zealots on the bottom ground. He could have made 4 sentries instead, but he actually went for Zealots. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, look at the timing for the +1 attack. It's about to finish, so that attack is really, really nice, and that's exactly what Shuffle talked about. He will try to put pressure onto the 3rd base. There are the 2 pylons. The Zerglings trying to attack, but the Zealots are now just defending the pylons. +1 will kick in any seconds. 2 of the sentries are there, and not enough Zerglings to deal with that push. Another warp in, and as soon as he's on the high ground, he will be able to warp onto the high ground too.
Yep. This will be very advantageous, but it looks like roaches are out in the field. Can he actually get in time? The 1 queen is actually going to be boxed out, and a lot of roaches are actually coming over here. He's going to force field off the ramp. Nice force field, but the sentry should be targeted down. No, he's not targeting down the sentries.
The pylon at the bottom is now being destroyed. He should really try to target down that hatch. I think he has enough zealots to achieve that, but he is now fighting the army of Violet. Only 2 of the zealots are still focusing down the hatchery. I don't think that's going to be enough. It's going to be a close one though.
Yeah, well, it looks like more units will be streaming in. 5 roaches and 10 zerglings in queue as we speak. The zealots are actually being cleaned up very, very fast. He can't actually warp in anything else because zerglings sniped off those 2 pylons. This hatchery is going to be close.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one, and maybe a little bit too late. Oh, the hatch survives. The hatchery survives. And, well, as I said, if he would have attacked it a little bit earlier, just a tiny little bit earlier, maybe 2 seconds, then Violet would be down to 2 bases now.
Yeah, if he didn't chase the roaches, I think it would have been a lot better, but the hatchery stays, and that's going to prove to be a big problem for AGH. We can see the supplies are fairly even, but wow, a big counter push is coming into AGH's base. He needs to back up, or rather Violet needs to back up, because that's a lot of sentries.
Yeah, I still feel that he's in a position where he can defend against it. So now we have the first Immortals out, and here comes Violet. Force fields block the ramp. He's retreating just a tiny little bit. The Immortal already with 5 kills is doing an awesome job against those roaches. Very well done so far by HGH. And Violet, he should retreat with those roaches, yes.
Yep, Violet did a really nice job of actually picking off the sentry with the most energy in it, so, you know, those roaches didn't go to waste, but of course he doesn't want to throw units away like that. For now, it looks like Violet has just gone ahead and kept droning up. I think that's the correct decision. He's gone for Spire Tech. Very interesting. Now, do you think this is going to be for Mutas or just for Corruptors in case there are some sort of Colossus Tech?
I actually think that he's going for Muta Harass. On that map, you can definitely go for Mutas, and they are really powerful where you bounce between the 3 bases, and you also have a good look at the 4th, which is kind of the problem on Antigua anyways. You want to get that 4th base, but it's really difficult, especially against the Zerg player who's doing a good job at controlling the map, and Mutalisks are definitely one of the best tools that Zerg has in order to do that.
Well, I think you're right. There's a lot of gas and minerals being saved up at this point. Almost 1,000. The Spire has finished, and there's that big queue of Mutalisks at this point. He is going to be making them, and I agree. Mutas are so strong on this map, in particular, denying that 4th base, forcing your opponents to stay very defensive, and then all of a sudden, you can't really take a 4th base too easily, especially with the middle. We did nerf the middle so that you couldn't take just, you know, dominating position dominating center control and like a gold expansion or even a full expansion. So that's going to hurt a little bit more. Mutas will be a lot stronger in this point.
The third base is up for HGH, and he is also getting Blink now, so he is responding immediately to that Mutalisk threat by getting Blink for his Stalkers so that he can Blink underneath the Mutalisks and try to take them out, and that's exactly what he should try to do now because Violet is now attacking.
Yep, and we can see he just pokes in, takes off one probe, and is just going to back out from there, forcing a lot of static defense. And no matter what, it just does so much damage, whether it's direct or indirect. Direct being killing probes, killing stalkers, indirect being making static defense, those photon cannons, things like that, just being very, very slow at taking your fourth base. So many different abilities for Violet, and Violet, look at this, he might actually press on into this third.
Yeah, he's trying to deal some more damage, and I have to say that HGH is slacking a little bit when he comes down to using his Chrono Boost, as in his main base and at his natural. Both Nexi have nearly full energy, and he could have Chrono Boosted his upgrades a lot faster, especially Blink that he was lacking at the first attack. So I think he should really, well, some minor mistakes by HGH now, but Violet is one of the players that tries to take advantage of small missteps like this.
Oh yes, oh yes, and look at that, Violet already has his fourth base. He's getting his 7th and 8th gas. That's going to help so much. Of course, if you look at it in just pure gas, if you're investing all into Mutalisks, that's like increasing your supply of mutas by 33%, quite drastic to get those double gases. But for now, Psionic Storm is being researched, and we are just going to see a very defensive AGH until he has the perfect army composition and the perfect set defense.
That's 24 Mutalisks now trying to attack a bit, picking up Stalkers, and HGH has to be careful. He's losing Stalkers left and right, but the cannons in the back are really good base defense in order to support the Stalkers just a tiny little bit. But as you already mentioned, Gretorp, 4 bases now for Violet, and he goes not only for all those spine crawlers in the middle, he is also getting an infestation pit now, and with the Fungals, the Blink Stalkers will be in a lot of trouble. Yeah,
and the big thing is Violet is actually still producing units, like he's still producing Mutalisks, so he is going for this base trade type army. I don't think he's going for the big attack. Well, right when I say that, he's actually going in directly into the natural. That's where it's most undefended. The units are actually going to clamp down on all of these Zerglings and Roaches, particularly the Mutalisks. Look at this. The Mutalisks are actually able to pick off some of these Stalkers in the back over here. Meanwhile, the main clump is all the way in the back. Just AGH's units are all torn apart, man. Oh,
nice storm now by HGH, but very well dodged by Violet. At the same time, now he's trying to save those Mutalisks, and he is building additional 40. Oh, beautiful storms! Whoa, all those Mutalisks are really damaged, and he is warping in Stalkers at his third base. Nice defense by HGH. But I'm not quite sure if it will be enough to take the game.
Well, look at that. Hive Tech is already almost finished. There's a big spine crawler wall waiting for EGH if there's ever a counterattack. Of course, there's mutas over there on the side. Units tab, let's go ahead and look at that. 17 mutas, so he hasn't continued any more production. He's switching over to, it looks like Zergling, Roach, Infester. I don't mind that composition, but I think he's just going to have to wait and play defensive until Broodlords come out. Ooh, nice little storm pickoffs over there. He was able to bait as many as possible. Archons being merged all the way at the third. They're actually being picked off by these mutas. Nice job. 2 out of the 3 Archons actually die. But yeah,
the big problem.
Go ahead.
The big problem for HGH now is that there are so many spine crawlers in the middle, so he can't really attack into them. There are way too many roaches too, and the Zerglings, so he has the perfect army. He has the Infestors in order to use the Fungals, and right now there is just nothing in the army mix of HGH that can deal with this particular situation. 4 base against 3, the spine crawlers with Infestors. He's attacking into them anyways. I don't think that's a smart decision.
Storms are going off. Beautiful over the Mutalisks. Every single Mutalisk goes down. No Force Shields go up, though. That's going to be rather unfortunate. That would have been a lot better for AGH, but now more units are streaming in. Focal Growth goes off on those Immortals. They're going to go down. The Roaches are actually cleaning up a lot, but he's going to back up to those 4 additional Spine Crawlers that he has. That clears up a ton of supply. Greater Spire is almost finished. We're going to see Broodlords momentarily. Khaldor, this is looking so good for Violet.
Exactly. I feel like HGH just suicided his army into those Spine Crawlers. You can't... Well, the Storms were not too bad, but still. Attacking into like 9 or 10 Spine Crawlers with the whole army of the Zerg player backing them up is something that you should not do. Obviously, it was a tough spot for HGH to be in because of those attacks by Violet, but now we have maybe the final fight. Another fungal goes down, and he is just obliterating the army of HGH, and the Immortal is down as well. The only units left are the Blinkstalkers, and even if they kill the Roaches, Violet will be happy to trade armies. His economy is just so much better at this point in time. Wow, this is a tough spot for HGH.
You know, one thing that HGH has is that upgrade advantage. 3-0 for him, whereas the Roaches are only at 1-0. Of course, the Zerglings are a little bit better, but not by much. 2-0 for them. So that being said, of course, he has to rely on the army composition to actually deal with this army, else AGH will be in a lot of trouble. But, as I say, 10 Corruptors are on the field, and they're going to be merged into those, or not merged, transformed. They're going to be mutated into those Broodlords, and that's going to spell a lot of trouble for AGH.
You will have 8 Broodlords, 6 Infestors, and if you want to deal with such an army, you either need a whole lot of Blinkstalkers to blink beneath the Broodlords and take them down, which will be prevented by the Fungals, or you need a couple of Archons and a Mothership, and HH does not have the economy to back up a play like this.
Not at all, and AGH will be in a lot of trouble. We can see he has taken center control at this point. You know, I guess he's saying he wants center control to defend against everything, but of course this expansion is nerfed a little bit, so that'll be very hard to actually hold. We can see the Broodlords just offer way too much positional advantage for him, and this expansion is going to go down very soon. It looks like AGH will have to press up on this army. Is it going to be enough there? There are so many Infestors here.
He has the high ground advantage. Nice Storms. The Zerglings streaming in, but from behind the Broodlords are now taking aim and shooting down one Stalker after another. The Infestors are in position to use the Fungals in order to prevent the blink. Very well done by Violet so far in this fight. He's still maxed out, and HGH is dropping down to 100 supply. Yeah,
it's 100 to 200 supply. We're going to be seeing GG coming out pretty soon. There it is. And AGH is going to fall. That gives a 3-0 win to Team Empire. Wow, what a dominating performance.
Very, very well done, and especially Violet. This was just a stellar game, and I don't know if, well, besides this attack in the early stages of the game, HGH never crossed the middle of the map.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, he kind of crossed it when he attacked into the Spine Crawlers, but
yeah.
I'm wondering if that game would have ended differently if you would have attacked, if you would have targeted down that third base.
Or the fourth base, you mean?
The third base earlier when he was attacking with the +1 Zealots.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, that would have been a lot better. Also, I want to say, when he pushed out and attacked the Spine Crawler wall, I think he should have actually killed the fourth base instead of going for the big defensive position. That would have been, I think, a lot more advantageous. Get on equal bases, and all of a sudden, you're in, you know, a great spot. Then you can take that center because you don't have that income disparity. But him going into the Spine Crawler wall, you saw him even do pretty well in that. He had the upgrade advantage, but nevertheless, it was just way too much for him. And Quantic, they're going to fall. Kind of surprising. They didn't use Sase or Naniwa yet again.
Yeah, I think Naniwa is probably not able to play due to his... I don't actually know exactly where Naniwa is right now.
Oh, yeah,
to be honest.
He's traveling all over the world, man. He's, I know.
Yeah, he's traveling like crazy lately.
Yeah. But that being said, so that's going to do it. A 3-0 win for Team Empire. Congratulations to them. They're on a roll, beating Team Evil Geniuses first match, and then beating obviously Quantic this second week. But do you have any last words about the series before we actually close things up?
I'm actually really surprised that Quantic took that with that Empire took that with a 3-0, and they do really well in the NASL. Jesus, I'm just slacking off when it comes down to the ladders today in the NASL Team League. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I think Empire was definitely a team that people thought were really good, but I don't think they were expecting to be this good. You know, so dominating, so, you know, just owning their opponents. I want to say they're just completely owning, and that's the best part. With these team leagues, you really get to see the depth of all these teams' lineups and how well everybody fits into the team play. So really big congratulations to them. Unfortunate for Quantic. Better luck next time. We'll see them in week number 3. But that being said, let me first thank our sponsors really quick. It's going to be iBuyPower. They're going to be our computer supplier, of course. We have EZO monitors. They're our official monitor supplier. We also have Cooler Master, who've been absolutely awesome with us, and Kingston HyperX. And also, you can check us out on youtube.com/NAStarLeague. That's where you can find all of the VODs for this NASTL in 1080p. I do want to mention that. It's going to be in 1080p quality, so free 1080p quality videos of your favorite players here or your favorite teams here at the NASTL. Khaldor, do you have any closing remarks before we actually end this?
I just want to thank you once again for being able to cast this clan with you. It was a pleasure as usual.
And where can they find you if they don't know already?
They can actually find me on... I'm currently developing a website so that people can check when I'm casting again, and there's a pre-page that you can reach at khaldor.tv, spelled with a KH, and on Twitter, which is just Khaldor.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for casting. It's always a pleasure to have you. And hopefully we can get you in here more often. So that being said, I'm Andre Gretorp. I'm going to be signing out for today. Catch you guys next time.
What sauce is the pizza that I'm eating based off right now?